Hello, everyone that's joining me. I'm going to title this message, A Message for Anyone Currently Hurting This Thanksgiving. So, I appreciate you being with me. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy if you are here clicking on the video. First off, I want to say I got really tired when I was creating this reading, so I don't know if you guys need a rest. I mean, it is late, so it could just be me physically kind of feeling tired, but I started really feeling tired once I was kind of pulling for this, and a lot of times my emotions get tied into these readings. So I want to mention that, but first of all, I'm sending you so much love. I wanted to do this reading because I always think about the holidays, when they come up. It's kind of bittersweet. Like before I had my daughter, I kind of wanted, and I don't know if I've ever really admitted this to anyone, but I kind of wanted the holidays to be over with because I often thought about people that were suffering or sad, or, a lot of times the holidays really bring out or exacerbate current pain. If you're missing someone, let's say you've lost a loved one, or if you've gone through a difficult breakup, or if you've, just in general, if you feel like, you're lacking in any way, sometimes the holidays can really highlight those pains. So oftentimes I was trying to kind of just hoping that the holidays would rush through. And I know that's probably not the best view, but like I said, once I had my daughter, it's different for me now because I see things through her eyes, and I want, I enjoy the holidays because of her. But I still do, in the back of my mind, I really do feel for people that are in pain during this time, because it's hard for people, people that don't have family, or people that don't talk to their family, or people that have, lost some important family members or lost anyone in their lives. People that have gone through divorces, people that don't have their children for the holiday, if, their children's with the other spouse, or just anything. It can be so painful. So I wanted to do a reading for those folks that could be hurting during this time, and just see what comes through. There's a lot of cards that make very good sense, and if you stay, for the remainder of the reading, I'm also going to read this card. I know what the card is about, but I want to read the message as well. So yeah, let's start with, first of all, natural beauty and authenticity is here. And it says, be yourself as God made you naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. When this card comes up, I just feel like, sometimes it's tough being ourselves when we're going through a hard time. We quite often have to kind of put on a brave face when we're with family, or, sometimes it's just to get through day to day, we have to kind of almost pretend or fake it till we make it kind of thing. But this card is kind of saying, be yourself. I know sometimes it's, sadness was here. Sometimes it's hard to be sad in this world. We have so many things, and I'm one of those people that always say positivity, but positivity is different than, not feeling your pain. When sadness is here, it's here. Bad things happen. We do go through tough times. That's how we, that's part of life. It's just part of the natural cycles of life. And, we have to learn and grow. And even if it's a loss of a loved one, we do still have to move on. We have to. And so, but all that being said, you have to feel your pain. You have to allow yourself to cry. I think I wrote something once when my grandmother passed, and I was just kind of talking about how, like, sometimes, like, all we can do is cry. Like when the emotions are just so powerful, and it's like you just can't put those feelings into words. Sometimes you just have to let them, the emotions overflow into those, those tears are just the overflowing pain that we can't express. And sometimes that is necessary. And I'm not saying to wallow in that, but sometimes it's okay to cry. It clears things out in certain ways. It's a natural ebb and flow of life, and sometimes our tears have to flow. They do. Sometimes it's necessary to kind of feel it and sit in your authenticity of feeling your pain. A lot of you have heightened intuition at this time. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness. It is trustworthy. That's definitely the case. I want to kind of get into this card because in the book, this card, it says to really take note of the cards that surround this card. And I didn't know that when I put this card down. I picked up the book to look at the card and read it, but I didn't know that that was the case. So the cards that I put right near this card, I want us to kind of focus on, because it basically says, those are things that we might have to take a look at, or things that we may need in our lives. So this card actually says adjustment, looking back, moving forward. So of course, people that may be hurting for Thanksgiving could be looking at the past, or things that they've had in the past that they don't have currently, which, it's an adjustment when you have to make changes or move forward without someone, be it, if they've just left your life or if they have passed on. No matter what it is, we do have to make the adjustments. Past comes up, especially if we've had past holidays with them. Especially during the holidays, those memories are triggered, and we do still have to kind of move forward. So, but what I want to talk about is the matter of importance for the cards surrounding this card, because that was mentioned, so I want to talk about it. Six of Swords is here, which is about moving forward into calmer waters. It says relief, hope, moving on. What an appropriate card to be here, because this also says moving forward. And you guys also have journey, which to me is kind of about moving forward. Or let me read this to you. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when time comes. Pack your passport now. So this could be a literal journey, like getting away for a while, just kind of getting away from things. Maybe perhaps going on a small trip or a big trip, who knows? But it could be a trip. It also could be about just moving. Journey is about moving on, like moving forward, trying to plan your next move in life, Diet is important came up. I'm going to read this card because it was right next to this. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to make positive eating and drinking choices, and for reducing or eliminating my cravings or unhealthful substances. I know when we're in pain, sometimes we either overeat or we drink alcohol, or, we try to numb our sorrows with different things that could create comfort. Comfort food is one of those things. So just be mindful. Make sure you're treating your body well. Just make sure you're treating your body well. And in regards to Six of Swords, this could be a message that things are going to get smoother, because it's right here by this card, and it is about moving on, moving forward, relief, help, kind of moving into calmer waters. Also, infinite abundance is right above this card. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. So if you are in this state of sadness or hurting, perhaps focusing on your talents or your career or your life purpose, or what you feel gives you passion, that could definitely help you, because it was surrounded, it's right near this card, that adjustment, is here, perhaps that's a good way for you to kind of step forward. Perhaps the reason that your sadness is here is because of a love situation or missing a family member, and perhaps, you know, focusing on a life purpose or something that you're passionate about would be very helpful to you. I also want to mention, I can't pick these two cards up. I'll get to them after this reading, but it could be symbolic. So a couple of cards flew out of my reach, and one was emergence, and that's kind of lifting up out of the water, kind of like, you know, after being submerged. So maybe, you know, when your emotions are really submerged, maybe kind of lifting yourself up and allowing those to kind of be seen or felt. And then passions was one of the cards. And to me, what I was thinking is, you know, maybe those two things feel like they're out of reach right now, but they're not, because as soon as I end this reading, I'm going to get those cards and I'm going to have those. But what those cards were was emergence and passions. Right now, maybe you are feeling very tender-hearted and you don't feel like nothing's giving you that passion in life, or you're feeling like you'll never have that passion back. Just have faith that it is going to come back to you. It will. It is. You're going to emerge out of this. And in that card, emergence, the dragonflies kind of are symbolic of like almost like a butterfly in a cocoon. When we are in pain, we have to treat ourselves really kindly and be tender and compassionate to ourselves. And once you're able to kind of emerge, those passions will be reignited in general. So have faith in that happening. I also want to talk about these cards because they popped out in this order. Go with the flow, which is very similar to this card. Letting go, cleansing, and receiving. It's kind of a, you know, to me, it's kind of also like when the ocean like washes over you, like just washes over you in a gentle ebb and flow kind of way. It's just such a good feeling, and it's kind of like letting yourself relax and kind of cleansing out the old, bringing in the new, cleansing out the old, bringing in the new. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Sorry. But go with the flow is also about, you know, kind of allowing life to kind of not push you, but allowing life to kind of continue. It's just a natural thing, kind of going more with the flow, not trying to control every emotion you feel or trying to control everything that happens, you know, in the next couple of days or weeks. You know what I mean? Just kind of going with the flow. Let the universe kind of guide you in certain ways, and that will make your life a little bit easier. You're in pain. She's covering her heart, and I feel like right now you guys need to kind of be very gentle with yourselves. Telepathy is a card about kind of feeling connected, or your perception, and you know, going with the flow, this telepathy, kind of being connected to others, connected to everyone. Friendships are very important. Connections to friends are very important. Going with the flow, connections with friends, and friendships in general. It says support, fun, unity, and play. I feel like getting through these things, you do need to kind of surround yourself with friends, friendships, people that understand you, people that will be gentle with you, people that you feel connected to. And then also it says open your heart. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you'll be met with the true passion you seek. And then open your heart, your arms to receiving. You've prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. And I feel like that's just so appropriate after this friendships card. So I feel like you guys really have to kind of allow yourself to be coddled right now when you need that. And evolution is here. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. Evolution reminds me of like things that are part of life, like the circle of life exists. Things do naturally have to end. Things do naturally kind of move forward. This is all kind of about like the natural ebbs and flows of life. And also with the Wheel of Fortune, I just thought of the Wheel of Fortune, how, everything that goes up must come down. So we've all been in pain. We've all experienced the lows, and just remember, when you're going through the holidays, and if your pain is being exacerbated by the holiday and you're feeling like it's just making it so much worse, don't forget it's going to be over quickly. I know that sounds, that doesn't sound like it's very helpful, but it's just one day. You know what I mean? I know the holidays drag on sometimes, but don't forget that, the sun will shine again. It will be a new day again. These cards also came up, and miracle is here. This could be expecting a miracle. It's also about just acknowledging the small miracles in your life. It talks about a light, being the light for people, and others being the light for you when you need it, and those kinds of things. And this release card is about kind of releasing guilt or pain or anything from the past that no longer serves you when you can't do anything to change it. It's kind of like, releasing those emotions, kind of like this rain is kind of symbolically purifying this person of the emotions of the past. And like there's light here kind of shining or wanting to shine through. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And then destiny is here. And this always kind of reminds me of like, following your path, or kind of understanding what your destiny might be, which, we talked a little bit about your life purpose, and that might be something that can help you at this time kind of feel better about things in general. This also, I just keep thinking of this light and darkness. So like we all go through these really light times and then these dark times too, and they're just kind of intertwined. And it looks like, this person's kind of maybe giving some advice to this person and kind of holding them up, like supporting. So, it's okay to go through these times and lean on others. It just made me think of like maybe wanting to perhaps lean on someone at this time. And I want to kind of, this card came up too, laughter is the best medicine. Sometimes we have to be a little bit more, or try to focus on things that are lighthearted and allow ourselves to still laugh through the pain. Feel all your emotions. And right underneath that, laughter is the best medicine, was easy does it. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me detach, retreat, and let go so that healing can occur. So I feel like you guys really have to be very gentle, just like if you were gentle, how you would be gentle with an infant. You have to be gentle with yourself. It's okay to feel these feelings. The other card, this came up on the bottom of one of your decks, and it says, it's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So I feel like that is about, little messages from the universe, or little gifts of messages that we see, or little things that we pay attention to. Seeing is believing, but believing is seeing. And also it's about our perspective. So again, I'm not going to go into, try to be positive, this, that, and the other. There are times in our life where we're just not going to be positive. And like I said, this reading is confirming it's okay to be sad, and it is a natural thing. It's something you have to feel. And in order for you to heal, we have to feel those feelings and understand that we, naturally have those feelings sometimes. It's part of life. Justice was at the bottom of one of the decks. So your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. But I also feel like, knowing that the scales will balance out eventually. And, I do remember going through some really tough times. It was after a breakup. And I remember sitting in my car in a parking lot, like after being in the store and just seeing all the families together and, the hustle and bustle. And it was definitely right around the holidays. And I just remember kind of sitting in my car and crying and thinking, I really, really, really want to sit around a big table with my family one day and just have a beautiful Thanksgiving meal. So just know, like, things will balance out. You have to allow things to kind of happen. We all go through those lows, and then the highs come back around as well. So that right underneath that card was author. This always reminds me of journaling. Sometimes writing about our experiences, our emotions, or what we want to happen in the future, or how we want ourselves to feel in the future is very, very helpful. It's also helpful because it helps us understand what would make us happy. I also pulled these cards, and the Nine of Swords is here, which is about sleepless nights and worries and being up crying and being sad. It says negativity, worry, sleeplessness. It actually came up reversed. So to me, that means there is an end in sight. If you have been feeling that way, it is coming, and these worries could be unnecessary worries. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, the Sun card, and the Six of Wands, this is very positive energy. So the positive energy does want to come through. I feel like, when you're dedicated or have a sense of purpose or take things slow, see how she's kind of holding this almost like a child, or she looks a little bit melancholy. That's okay. And once you allow yourself to kind of be that way, you will move into this clarity, sunshine, happiness. Eventually, you will also have success. It says, these cards they both say success and recognition, enthusiasm, this says self-esteem. So that energy is coming for you. It may take some time. This is a slow moving energy, but that's what you need sometimes in order to heal. So don't rush yourself in terms of, healing and things. And alchemy was shown to me in this deck as I was kind of splitting the deck, and then home was right underneath. So I feel like, sometimes when we are going through these things, home is kind of, in my mind, I was just thinking like, home is where the heart is. Perhaps you need a sanctuary in your home right now. Maybe you want to kind of turn your focus onto making your space very comfortable for yourself, making yourself feel super comfortable at home, and maybe cocooning for a minute at home. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. But also, don't close yourself up to friendships, because I feel like friendships can really help you get through difficult times. And I'm sending you guys so much love. I wanted to do this video because it's really, sometimes it could be so hard to go through the holidays feeling sad or missing someone. The last thing I want to do is read this card, because I mentioned if you stuck around for it, I want to read this card. It says, the Priestess of Wisdom pauses, looking over her shoulder as she receives owl guidance about adjustments to make before moving forward. When this card appears in your spread, pay attention to the cards placed on either side, for these represent issues that need to be considering now. So I mentioned those to you. They were Journey, Six of Swords, which is moving to calmer waters. Also, diet is important. This card was part of that. And right above was that infinite abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. Let me continue here. So let's see here. All right. This card marks a pause in your energy, a time to contemplate what you've been doing and determine if any changes would prove beneficial. Reflection and course correction now are wiser than charging full steam ahead. The owl has extraordinary vision, and it can adjust its focus from telescopic to microscopic in an instant. In fact, it is always adjusting, always ready to redirect its path for a more effective result. This card is suggesting that you do the same. Review your previous choices to determine what has worked for you. Look ahead to see what changes can accelerate your plan's fruition. This could call for some patience and courage, for you have to shift or even abandon the path that has been your primary focus. But take note of the bright light from the right, the future pouring into the priestess of wisdom's left hand and the hand of receiving, as well as the orbs there at her third eye. She is guided in her adjustments, sorry. That was a confusing sentence. She is guided in her adjustments by clarity and vision of the owl, as well as being directed into the future by the light and orbs of spirit world. You too can be so guided when you let yourself stop, reconsider, adjust, and move peacefully forward with trust. The affirmation here is, it is safe for me to stop and reconsider my path and process. I am patient and courageous in the choices and changes I make. So that's interesting, because I kept thinking of, path and destiny here. So perhaps, there is a message here for you guys about changing things. I also tripped up and said changing instead of charging. So really think about that card and kind of what that means for you. I want to hold up the imagery because our intuitions definitely pick up different things when we look at these cards, and just see if anything jumps out to you. And again, it says looking back, moving forward. And here is the book. I want to, in case you guys want to pause your video and just kind of read this, I want to hold it for you. I'm sending you guys so much love. Just remember, like I said, the holidays don't last forever. I'm very sorry if it is causing you extra pain, but just know that you're not alone. And a lot of us have been there. Almost everyone, I'm sure, has been there or felt like that at some point in their life. And, like I said with the scales, what comes up must come down. You will see this light again and be up at this top again. You will feel that again. And don't forget about those cards that popped out of my reach. Emergence and passions. That all will happen again. Don't focus solely on this time in your life, where you need extra support, because that's not how it will be forever. You will, in turn, also be someone's support and light when they need it. So just know that things are temporary and they will turn around for you. I'm sending you so much love, and if you need, if you want to reach out in the comments, please, I will definitely be here to help you through things. If you want to reach out, I would love to hear from you. But again, I'm sending you so much love, and I'm thinking of you, and I hope to see you again in another video. But thank you for being with me, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.